Guys, Mike here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Still in the workshop, and the roads are still a little bit squishy to drive at this time of year. Bit of a late spring, but it's a good opportunity for me to just get a couple more things done on the Cherokee before it's out of the workshop in a week or so. And on the table in front of me here, I've got some really nice products, and this was sent to me by a company called Trail and Company, based out of New York. It's like a group of overlanders that are developing products for off-road vehicles and overland vehicles, and they've developed these Molle panels for the Cherokee, and they're specifically for that vehicle at the moment. I'll put all the details in the description so you can check them out, but looking at the Molle panels, they look really, really nice. You know, you've got ones for the doors, and they're looking nice. You know, you've got ones for the rear windows, like for the small fixed window in the back, and the A and B pillars, and all kinds of stuff like that. So before I get into installing these, I just want to say a big thanks to Trail & Co. These are really going to tidy up the vehicle in terms of organisation. So I think on this one I can put like a med kit, for example, and then maybe here just like quick deployment pawn mags, like just ready to roll. But let's start installing these. Keep my knife in here normally, so maybe I can find a way to put that on the Molle panel like there or something. I can unclip it and put it on my belt. Keep binoculars in here too. I've kind of got the panel ready like that with the spacers and the screws like partially backed out, and we'll see how this goes. You could probably just do it one by one. Might just use that existing hole there. That looks like a pretty good position. Maybe up a little bit higher actually. I think maybe there. And I'll just start doing that. Probably not going to go in too far just yet. Make sure I get it in the right position. I am slightly aroused, and shinies for life. That looks nice, I like it. It's on there really solid. I'm actually really glad it just goes through the plastic into the sheet metal too. So the next one we're installing is this one here, which is for this static window, and it basically slips up in there and then slides down on there like that. But I think in order to make it work, I'm going to have to employ the use of the screwdriver and just work that rubber gummy bit up a bit, or else it might sort of tear up that bit a little bit. It shouldn't do, but see if that works. Yeah, there we go. This one just uses 2 screws. It's going to go straight down into here. Here we are. Lovely, nice and solid. These screws are also like really short. I didn't use the big ones. There was a pack of 4, so I'm guessing that's what these are for. Get it? 4? Right, nice. Rear door, just getting the screws ready. They don't actually fall out either, which is kind of cool when you're setting it up. It's nice and easy, but it's nice stuff. That there is a side to these as well. If you look at that side, you'll see that the metal is a bit flatter, and you sort of have this more shined off area here and there, which is part of the paint process, I guess. Whereas this side, you know, the edges are a bit more rounded, so when you get them you can kind of tell which side needs to be facing out and which goes which side. These are obviously very easy to install, and it is nice really to see a company sort of making stuff for the XJ still, you know. And you know, the XJ is not a new vehicle, is it? You know, it's kind of an old vehicle, and they're getting pretty expensive, and they're sort of entering the realms of like classic cars. Obviously mine isn't, because it's just been mutilated. in the world of classic cars anyway, but you know, it's cool. It just decks out the inside, it just makes it look a little bit nicer, and the interior's never been particularly great on these sorts of SUVs because they're just cheap SUVs, but you know, just having that option to put Molle and stuff in it, you know, you're just kind of enhancing stuff. You can see how I'm going to install this one. It goes here like that and it just screws around the bottom. It's a nice touch actually, because this is always a bit of a nothing area, and I'll definitely be putting some things here. In fact, I quite like to put medical equipment on things like this in the front. My med kit is actually under my front seat at the moment, so I'll be relocating that, because in the event of an accident you're probably always going to be driving with somebody next to you, you know, maybe in, that's when you need the med kit most, not when it's in the back. My concerns about this one would have been that it was quite flimsy, but it's surprisingly rigid actually. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I guess it isn't going into sheet metal, it's just going into the center column, but nice. So now it's time to do the A-pillars, and this piece, or is it this piece? Yeah, probably this piece here is going to go there like that, and it matches up with those two holes. The problem I've got is those holes are just totally mashed from like years of screwing things in and out of them, but I might bring them down like that and re-drill the holes. So I'm just putting this one on like that and just getting it in position. You can still see old screw face there, but you know, it is what it is. I can cover that up. To be honest with you, I'd like there to be stuff on this. I mean, the Black Mamba would have fitted there perfectly, but and the sun then would have charged it when can't have everything. That's looking great. Just checking it come out the other side. Obviously it hasn't, completely missed it. Very solid, very solid. That's the main thing really about it, going into the sheet metal, and it's kind of contoured the pillar as well, which is great. So yeah, so it's a pretty easy install. I can't really say much about kind of like what I'm doing really. But you know, it's pretty straightforward. Getting that last screw in down the bottom there is going to be an absolute pain in the butt, but you know, it's pretty solid. I think you could mount all kinds of stuff on these things really, like, you know, you could have like a emergency hammer or something there, or even a gauge or whatever. So there's a few more pieces here. There is actually one more large piece that would go at the top, but because I have this kind of console here, it doesn't really work for me. But that piece is on their website, but this piece here I believe goes in here like that, and or maybe it goes that way. I'd have to look at their website, but I'm not going to be using this piece here because I've got my charger for charging the battery in the winter, which is kind of useful really. You know, you plug the EcoFlow in, you just put some juice in it after a really cold night. And I've also got these two little pieces here that would go where the ashtray would used to be. I shall probably end up using this one and get myself some switches, but for the time being I have these kind of rectangular switches which, you know, aren't going to work with this, and I kind of need those to work right now, so that'll have to come at a later date. So I think the last piece of the puzzle is to try and use that piece of Molle for something relating to my toolkit. I don't know whether it could be up here, suspended on here somehow, or at the front there with just a few pieces on. I don't really know. It's a nice piece of Molle really, and it's shiny and I need to use it, but maybe I should just kind of sit on it, not literally, but you know, just put it away in storage until I do find a use for it. But these are the things that came off my door. The next job really for me is just to get the tools organised. I've got no way of organising them, you know, tools and spares. Maybe I could have these pockets kind of layered up in here, but you know, one there like that and the other like that, but it's not a particular, no, that wouldn't work. What am I talking about? It's not a great solution. I need like a tool roll or something, but that's for another day. I probably won't bother filming that, but you know, it's just another job I've got to do, really. Well, the install's pretty much complete. I don't think there's anything I can use this for in the back here. I've got some plans really for the back, but first I'm probably going to use this vehicle in the summer before I start getting into more builds and things. You know, I just wanted to get a few things done while the roads were soft. So the Molle's in, the lights are done, solar panels are going up on the roof tent, and the back's kitted out and everything else. So other than that, I'm just going to do my wheel bearings on the rear axle just before we set off, because you know, they've been in there a while, and you know, it's just better to be safe than sorry, isn't it? So this is kind of all done. You know, the draw system, I did get a couple of new chairs for me and Meg. I worked my socks off. Got the front runner chairs. They weren't cheap, disgrace really. I probably could have got something else, but you know, I've got these ones and they fold down great and go under the draw system. The ladder's that side with like a big mat for us to sit on, and you know, everything else is done. So that's kind of it really. I'm pretty glad that the tyre carrier bumper is all working really well. The strut's got a bit of power behind it, but look at that, it's lovely, really nice. But anyway, that's a wrap. That's the install of all the Molle done, apart from a few pieces obviously that I don't need right now. But be sure to have a look at these guys, Trailing Company. Seem like really nice people, and really appreciate you guys sending over all this Molle and helping me deck out the Cherokee. I've got a few good ideas really, and just need to find some stuff to put on it now. But I've got some packs and pouches and things in the basement that I can use to hold some things. So binoculars and the Fieldmaster knife are definitely going on the driver's door, and I will do like a rip away style med kit like I do on my LK35. The med kit can come off the front, you can put it on your shoulder, and you can take it with you. It's always good to be able to carry a med kit, because I do a lot of hiking. You know, I'm off out fishing, and sometimes I'm quite far away from the vehicle, obviously. And you know, when your med kit's at the vehicle, I mean, it's pretty much useless if you're not with it. So having these rip-away panels like that pouches can basically go onto, so you can take that off and take the med kit with you while you're hiking. It's really nice, and then it means you don't need another med kit on your backpack if you do like hiking away from your vehicle. So I quite like having a setup like that that's quite modular. And not layered with loads of duplication, or else you just find yourself carrying so much equipment it's completely unnecessary. But anyway, enough of me yammering on. Thanks again to Trail & Co. Appreciate you watching the video, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again in another one. Take care.